Hey Sagittarius, it's Healed and Open, and I am doing your reading for How Do I Feel About Myself, a rendition, an individual rendition of How Does My Partner Feel About Me. I did your, I did a meditative reading for you, and during the shuffle, the death card was at the bottom the whole time. So I did pay attention to it, and as I shuffled the cards, it was the first card to come out, um, along with the Two of Cups and then the Magician card. And the feeling I'm getting from it is that there's a relationship ending. One, your partner doesn't want it to, but you're definitely in Sagittarius. In a Sagittarius true energy, you're done. Like, you're just done. I don't know if there's anything that your partner can do. But what you're looking for is to develop your passions on your own, to really get back to that happiness that you have as an individual, where you thought you had it in a relationship, it just wasn't it. But we also are in a time where, cycles are ending. So it feels like it's right on time. Um, you definitely want a fresh beginning with something, but your main focus is dealing with something that doesn't cause you grief or heartache, something that's full of passion, full of growth, and some purity to it. But the white, I definitely I feel more so signifies a new start. But let's get into the questions and the readings and see like what's what. Okay. How can Sagittarius attract the best parts of themselves? Ooh. Reconnect with your innocence. And that is, with the Magician card, what you're looking to do. In this card, there's also, there's a baby. So I don't know if that's a decision. It could be this decision is being made off of a baby that's coming, probably now in pregnancy. Excuse me. You're possibly now pregnant and you're thinking about how your future looks with a child in it. And things definitely change when you bring a child into a world. Or you are wanting to connect back to that childlike energy, a very carefree, um, simple responsibility energy. How can Sagittarius attract the best parts of themselves? Being less defensive about things, but really being idealistic and speaking your mind about how you feel. Being able to communicate better, but being able to communicate without the regard of hurting someone's feelings is the best way for you to attract the best parts of yourselves. Once you disregard how you truly feel to put someone else's feelings in a priority, you dim your own light, and now is the time to do for yourself. What are Sagittarius' current beliefs about themselves? Sagittarius. Oh, okay. Childhood home. Again, remember where you're from and who you really are. Current beliefs about yourselves. Going back, you are often taken back to a feeling of how you felt like in junior high school, that early teenage years, your playful like energy, not necessarily not having a care in the world, but that was when you were most happiest. And you've had a lot of recurring memories about that time, and that's what's pulling you away from this current relationship, is really going back to how you felt then. wanting that fresh start, wanting to start in a new relationship, possibly even strengthening the relationship you have with yourself first so that you make better decisions when it comes to committing in a romantic relationship. How can Sagittarius trust themselves more? Before I move on with this question, there was a message you received that kind of pushed this forward, that kind of gave you the confidence in wanting to end this relationship, almost a feeling of it's time. I think you hung on to it as long as you possibly could, but it just, to move forward would not promote any growth at all. It'll actually kind of diminish your natural personality. And you definitely get tired of being the one that hurts your partner's feelings. And so that's why, like, all the partners you have, not just this one, or it could just be this one, but you wanted to do better, but this is not the time, this is not the right partner to do better with. Okay, how can Sagittarius trust themselves more? Wow. Okay. Honor how far you've come. How can Sagittarius trust themselves more? Being able to, what am I trying to say? Trusting that the decision you're making is the right decision. Um, it's a big decision because you're definitely really entwined and deep in the relationship, so it is a big decision. But don't take on the energy of the Eight of Swords and continue to volunteer yourself in being in a uncomfortable situation. Know that although you haven't yet found the right relationship until you've gone through partner after partner, doesn't mean you won't find the right one. So if you have the mindset of staying in a relationship because you don't want to go through the ending and the beginning all over again, and you're kind of comfortable and it's kind of okay, but deep down inside, which is growing and growing, you know that it's not. That urge to get out because you're uncomfortable, and it'll just be more uncomfortable. The longer you stay, the more uncomfortable it'll be. So you have to trust that with each relationship that you've gone through, you've gained certain tools, as the Magician shows in their card. You gain the skill of communicating better. You've gained the skill of being able to save more money. You've gained the skill of being more emotionally open with your feelings and compassionate with your partner's feelings. You've gained those things, so you are collecting the tools that you need to collect to be that divine person in the next relationship. It just isn't it right now, and you have to trust that. You have to trust yourself. There was something that came through, and in each one of these pictures there is the person is by themselves. There's an individualism of it. If the person is not by themselves, they're accompanied by a child. It could be out of protection for someone who can't do for themselves, can't speak for themselves. So you become an advocate or a defender, or it is just you defending your true self. Really, an unveiling of the mask that you've been putting off for a while. But moving forward is not what it is. In the death card, there were other people there. You were moving forward. In the Two of Cups card, there were two people there. But at its happiest, the happiest of cards that had more joy and a lighter feeling was the Magician, as he stood alone in his power. How can Sagittarius release the unhelpful parts of themselves? Flying. Arise and see the higher point of view. Understand what you're doing this for. Understanding that there is a greater good out of it. And don't hold on to the negative situation, because the negative side of the situation, because there is a part of it that you don't see. There's a part of it that isn't for you, and you don't see it, and you might never see it. But you just have to trust that instinct and know that it's time to move forward. How can Sagittarius release the unhelpful parts of themselves? No. I just said that. Okay. All right. I just said it. Know that there is a better option. There's something much better once you come out of this situation. And knowing that helps you let go of the things that no longer serve you. Knowing that. A lot of times we need to know that things are going to be better before we let go of a meek situation or just a bland situation that we're currently in. We have to know that we're giving this up, which sucks because we don't trust God, we don't trust spirit, we don't trust that higher power, we don't trust ourselves. When we stay in what we can physically and visibly see, for something that is hypothetical to us. How can Sagittarius communicate better with themselves? Pluck the weeds of the plant. Pluck the weeds and plant the seeds of your most magnificent expression. How can Sagittarius communicate better with themselves? Wheel of Fortune and the Lover's card. There's going to be a change. You're going to start seeing things differently. Let me see if I can find that. Two of Cups, sorry. The difference with the Two of Cups and the Lover's card is the Two of Cups is a mutual situation, mutual love exchange, and that's how it started off, definitely. But now there's more space in between those two people. There's a change happening. There's a turning of the cycle. Maybe you're hitting, it's not a full 180, it's more of a 90, and where you started off like this, you're now like this. And that's where you having that urge and seeing the differences between you guys and knowing that it was good while it lasted, there's a sense of you being okay with that. Just like there's a sense with you being okay with it here. But of course, your counterpart doesn't agree. Because they don't see. Fire energy. But you have to say it. You have to be open. You have to speak these things. And it's better to speak them to yourself first before you present it to someone else. You've convinced them, which is true, but you've done a great job at convincing them that they're the only one for you. You want to spend the rest of your life with them, or a great deal of time with them, that it's them, it's them, it's them. You spend so much time reassuring them that it's them, that now to say it's not, damn, you know, that's hard. That's hard. So the best thing for you to do is understand why you're feeling this way yourself. Understand what happened, where the disconnect happened, how that space between the two of you guys became, so that you can communicate it better. Will it go over well? It'll go over a lot better than it would if you're not able to communicate it effectively. What is the overall energy Sagittarius has about themselves? Sagittarius overall energy. Celebrate yourself. At the end of it all. At the end of it all, congratulate yourself for how far you've come. Where's that card? Is it this one? Yes. For how far you've come. Sagittarius overall energy about themselves. Man. Sag. Come on. You have to. There's no way. And this is why I like showing the cards that come out in the premeditative shuffle in the beginning, because when they return, it confirms the message. It confirms the energy out of the Party card and the energy out of the Magician card are one and one. They just are. I don't know what else to say. You feel it. I feel like there's nothing else for me to say because you've known this. So you watching this video, it's a lot of oohs and ahs and shocks that someone else understands that you've been feeling this because you hadn't expressed it to anyone. But it's confirmation that you need to move forward, because there's a victory you don't understand. There's a job. There is a goal that needs to be accomplished that doesn't include you're by yourself in this whole reading. The whole reading. Even the people in the Six of Swords, they're not with you. They see you. And you're a level up from them. The same energy as the Party. Around people, amongst people, but not with people. Because there's a power in just you. There's a power that needs to grow. Definitely leave a comment below to let me know how you guys are liking this reading. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Good luck.